Hello. So I just got a tooth removed and I'm trying not to bite my tongue and why are you doing this right now? It is
I
what
don't
it is.
know.
So I have a little bit of a strange little voice, but at the same time I feel like this is going to help me
Control.
control myself and how I talk.
Damn. That's what you needed, like a tooth pulled out for you to like control your voice.
Yeah,
Never
and
do
so
that.
I feel like this is going to be good for me to be able to stop and think.
Yes. I'm here last week, Carolyn, but um it was a great episode. But I want to know what number tooth you got pulled out.
It was the
Do you
last
know?
It was the last one, so it's not I got a root canal yesterday, and then I got a tooth pulled today, and oh, Queen's texting. They're like, "Well, we can put a crown on it and fill it. Otherwise, let's see how that works, and then we can try a root canal." I'm not just take this out.
Are they gonna put something in replacement?
It was the way back one, and it's
Yeah,
time.
but still, doesn't it like start like everything like moving backwards because now you have space?
They looked at it, it's fine. If it would have been something like that, or like even this one, the root canal one,
Yeah.
I'm not a psychopath. I'm not gonna like this one was a tiny, like, overcrowded back one that was, like, hanging on by, like no, I'm good. It hurts, though. I was like, "How do you people do this for a job and look at people's mouths?" I hate the dentist.
But you have pretty teeth. Is that why you hated dentists? I remember when you told me had not gotten bracers before Survivor, I would not have you would not have played with me, which was pretty mean, Carolyn.
I said that to you because you always would make comments about everything else about me. That's why.
Well, hello.
I know,
You guys always
girl.
forget I gotta
What
I
send
copy
myself the
pasted
link.
though. I copy pasted from messages too. Well,
girl, we got little lines, so we just started. My voice is but I feel this is gonna be good for me because I won't talk over everyone. We had a lot of technical difficulties last time,
yeah.
where people were saying we were talking over each other. I didn't like, we had we're working on it. So this is gonna help me, though.
ASL. I
I
do
could
like
always
that
go
say
like this
you
whenever I
do
wanna
that.
say something.
Let's
I
do
think
that
that
then.
it was we had issues with the audios. So we had the Blood Moon, the sequel to the Blood Moon, the Bloodbath for episode 7, and this was a good episode. I'm just gonna be real. Blood Moon wasn't hitting it where I needed it hit, and that sounded weird, but I feel like this one, yes, I was like, "This is a good episode." Right?
So I agree. I agree. Blood Moon promised too much, similar to when they announced that my episode of Traitors was going to be the biggest episode of history of Traitors, and I thought it was. But this thing of like the biggest Survivor is going to change forever, nah, it didn't change forever. It was like a weird merge and 3 votes, but the aftermath, like Carolyn says, is it is what is what's
Tati.
fun about it because Tiffany's reaction, Dee's reaction,
Yeah.
how Jonathan handled it. We can go step by step by step. It's just what Survivor is supposed to be because it's not supposed to be a kumbaya Survivor. It's supposed to be like betrayals, reaction. What are we gonna do? And I did like that episode. It was good for that.
So that's why I think with all, like, the chatter about people's political status, I think that's where we like to have the Republicans.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Exactly.
I don't even know
Girl,
what you're talking
because
about. What does
we can't have all similar people because that's not gonna be conflict if everyone has the same beliefs. And so with all the chatter and, like, Eliza Googling people's voting records, exposing that they're Republican, I feel like it's necessary because it's like you need people who we don't want people who are all the same, you know? So it's good to see conflict. Does that sound psychotic? Yeah.
You agree with having different people,
I
not the
agree.
way
No, yeah, you gotta have diversity. If not, we are gonna be bored because if everyone is thinking along the same lines, then there's no chaos, there's no drama. If everyone's just gonna follow along, if there's not enough, we want leaders, not followers. If everyone's a chief, then of course we're all chiefs. Let's be real. Anybody that plays Survivor is not there to be led and to follow and to be told what to do. And yes, Tiffany had the correct reaction. She was mad. Camilla went home. She was pissed off at Jonathan. That being said, I wouldn't want to be a Republican. Okay. So we start the episode with a lot of drama. You're a skank, blah, 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 burned book. And yeah, we got to she handled herself really well though, because she's like, I need a minute. And they didn't and she just give me a minute. And then what happens is, do we go right into Dee and Jonathan? Are they then confronting each other? No. Between Tiffany being furious and angry and Jonathan lying to her face all day long, we got Aubrey not playing her idol and people being pissed off about it because she said that the reason she didn't do it was because she simply forgot. But the truth was she waited to see what Genevieve did, and Genevieve played her shot in the dark. Genevieve was not safe from the votes. So then Aubrey didn't feel the need to play her idol, but for some reason, and I saw some stories today where people are like, why was it such a big deal for Aubrey to play her idol, yet we got two more dudes out there with two idols, and yet no one says, hey, Ozzy, hey, Rizzo, you guys need to play your idol too. Because Aubrey literally said, I'm going to play it. And then so it's just at this point, then that pissed people off because she didn't follow up on her word. So I think it was more about that than like, why are these other dudes? That's how I saw it, at least.
The way I saw it, I mean, that's what Devens explained. And he said it to Aubrey. He was like, the reason, because she asked that same question, like, why is it me the issue with the idol when there's two other out there? And he said, because you announced it. Was it because I announced it? I was like, yeah, it was because. But then they cut to Devens, and this is the real reason why they're mad at it. It's because it fucked up their strategy. Because if they knew that she was not going to play it, then they vote her off so they can have it back. And that's why he's pissed off.
That's why yes. But ultimately, I feel like the focus is on her, because she said she was going to play it and then did not. That's the main thing. Yeah, it's pissing everybody off and whatever, but they're not paying attention to the other ones because the other ones aren't announcing, I'm going to play it, and then they don't. You know what I'm saying? And Devens was the one making a big stink about it in Christian because, like Yam Yam said, they wanted it to boomerang back to Christian. That's what they wanted. It wasn't going to be out there for everyone to find. It was going to boomerang back. Yeah. So he was ready to get his idol.
Yeah,
he sure was.
The beginning
now you can talk about Dee. I don't think that excuse was that bad either. Like, I forgot that. Remember during our vote, it was either going to be Sarah or Helen. What was that the time that I didn't play the idol? Yes. And I remember because Carson wanted me to vote for Sarah. And I'm like, I'm not voting for Sarah. Then I'm going to come back and be the only one voting for no. Yeah. So I voted for Helen. And I remember he was like, why didn't you vote for Sarah? I was like, oh, I forgot. Yeah. I think like for me, it kind of passed. It's like, oh,
you can pull that off, not Aubrey.
No, Aubrey's too smart for that. You know what I'm saying? So I like this. Get him, Dee. Like, who wants to talk about it? Like, so Dee goes up to Jonathan. He's talking to Coach on the hammock, and Dee says, you little fuckhead. That's what she said to him. And that's where it all started. It all went south. He pinned her against the wall. He took her out of her element. They were going back and forth. Coach is upset. He's mad. Now he's talking about he's going to wage war and no one's going to win this game unless they have honor. So, of course, everyone else is like, come on. Like, they're so sick of it. They're tired of it. Like, everyone, unless you play Coach's way, you're playing without honor. You're not going to win this game. He's going to make sure you don't win. So, like Emily said, Coach is a liar. The rules for thee and not for me, because he's doing every single thing he's telling everyone else not to do.
But it was all started by, obviously, like, after Tiffany told me what happened and they got like their stories together, she was like, "Let me figure this out." She went to Jonathan, and Jonathan riled Dee up for her to explode, which made Coach explode. With a great move by Jonathan. I mean, was it Jonathan? Was it Boston Rob inside Jonathan? That's what they're saying on like the social media
Was
websites.
that what you're saying?
Um,
That he schooled him before going over there, that it was known that he took some tips and lessons from Boston Rob on how to get far into the game. And he put everything into motion out there, and he
yeah,
played by the
Oh,
Boston Rob rulebook.
good. And
it's working.
if anybody ever tells me, like, Carolyn, you were difficult to work with on Traders with Boston Rob, I was with Boston Rob. I'm sorry. I felt like anytime he talked to me, and this was just not even of his own, just because of his history, his past, how he plays, I was like, he's talking at me. He's not talking with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like the Boston Rob. I just feel like, girl, the glee in his eyes after he's like, and I did that on purpose and I riled her up. It's hard watching that crap. Sorry to a woman, and I just hate men, so it's just anyways.
But the thing is,
But
like, Boston Rob has that effect on you because you have seen Boston Rob doing it many times. But if you have somebody like Jonathan, that if you've met in person, he's like really chill. I know he has like some history and past, whatever, but in person, he's like really nice. So him using the tools of Boston Rob, it comes in a different package. So you are not right away caught in that is that game. So it's working out good for him.
and listen, his argument with D was not so when he was upset that Charlie went home, he wasn't as upset as now D is about Camilla going home. You know, he was mellow, he was chill. He was like, I hope we can
Yeah.
figure it out from this.
Yep.
He said the right things just to make sure. And by then they ended up merging with back with the 14 players, whatever. He's in a good spot. But knowing what he went through the day before, he wasn't willing to have that happen to him again. So now he's the one doing the exact same thing you just
And
did to me. So why are you so upset?
exactly.
He didn't
Well said.
behave like that,
And if you put
right?
yourself in Jonathan's position, when he was willing to work with New Era left him out, betrayed him, and these old school people that he already connected with too, call it through Boston Rob, to the Zoom call, to
The
whatever,
Zoom Alliance?
the Zoom
Is that
Alliance, he had two choices, and the Zoom Alliance are valuing his participation in the alliance. So of course he's gonna go with the group that values him, not the group that was like, we tried to control you, you're a number, we did a move without consulting you. Imagine like you being in that position. You don't want to go back to work if they did it to you once. You don't give in Survivor that opportunity for them to fuck you twice. You are like, you fuck me, bye. Mm-hmm.
Say it
Say it
again.
again. Yeah, you don't let yourself get fucked
Say it
twice.
again.
You skip it. You bye bye. Now my turn to retaliate.
Yeah,
Hmm.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There's not gonna be fool you twice on season 50. You
Yeah.
well,
gotta
that's
pay. You gotta
Reap what
sow
you
what you
sow.
reap. Reap what you
Reap
sow.
what you
What is
sow. I
it?
think
Did I say it backwards?
that's very big brother
You gotta
phrase,
reap what you
Sandra.
sow.
that
The
let's be
fans
real
will
though.
fix it.
Dee and Jonathan were never
Um,
gonna click. And so like that's where the cut from the cloth stuff really does like bring its
Hmm.
way.
no, they clicked at the beginning, but once they did him dirty, Boston Rob is like that. You don't do me dirty and think I'm gonna forgive you. You're gonna know. You're gonna know that I'm not with that. But Jonathan held his tongue long enough to get back to Coach, get
Hmm.
back to Joe, get back to whoever he needed to get to. And now he doesn't need D anymore. He's got Stephanie and he's got Chrissy.
At this
They
point,
got
yes.
more
And
people than
more
D does.
straightforward. And with they're not seeing him as a threat because he's big or good at challenge. They are making him part of it. It's not the group that I would have played with, obviously, but it it is. I understand totally his position.
Who would you be with right now if you were out there, Sandra? Who would you be aligned with?
Listen, Coach's TV Go, he works my damn nerves, but I think I would have been with those old school players. I think I could hang with Jonathan. I can hang with Stephanie. I can hang with Coach. I've played with Coach before. I've played with Stephanie before. I've played with Sari. I've played with Ozzy. I've played with Kobe. I've played with all these old school players.
Yeah.
And Dee was the last winner standing. You know, of course, if I was out there, that'd be a different story. It'd be more than her, but she's the last winner.
Yeah.
So it's still early enough in the game. It's only episode 7, and you're saying, okay, as long as it ain't me, I don't give a damn. And she already
Yeah.
won once. She
Yeah,
can
she
go.
didn't have a good position. Obviously, the way the story is cut and edited, and of course, she gave us a lot of material to see, like, maybe she's gonna get out of it. But I said it earlier in this thing. As soon as Dee doesn't have safety, she's gonna be the one to go. I yeah, and I had that wrong. I think she was in once she didn't have safety, but she had most of the numbers. And then she got a necklace, and now she was in front of everybody without safety.
And Jam Jam, you said it. She also said recently that she was the most dominant new era
Yeah.
player. So when it comes to the women, they probably are like, oh, we need to take her out. They didn't know about Savannah winning all these idols unless Rizzo says it.
Yeah.
You know, we know about Chrissy, but Dee, she comes from the challenge. So even if I'm a woman, if I gotta go up against her,
but it's early
listen,
still. And
no, she can
don't
go.
you think like what Tiffany said about having a shield?
No, it's not early. Yeah.
There's other shields. It's season 50. Who out there is not a shield? Who out there does not belong? Who out there is not there because who's out there just cause?
Everybody.
Who doesn't belong?
But the when it goes back to if it's early or not, the way I'm thinking too is like they know whoever is gonna get voted off beginning this episode is gonna be part of the jury. So you need to be sure that the people you want to get to the end are with you. So you need to start taking those out. You cannot play it safe. You have to start like getting these people out. And if D is the one that you're afraid of, like maybe getting to the fire challenge or getting somewhere near the end or like letting her win a lot of immunities because these strong players are also older. And she's gonna have a good chance of like going into an immunity run and get win, 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 win.
But the main thing is I love when she's like, I was messy. Like she was messy and she told that's the main thing. And she had Rizzo, but that betrayed his trust. He's like, heck no, you like again, she was telling everybody about the idol, trying to build trust and probably really like doing what a lot of people do in Survivor. You tell people stuff. And I think that's ultimately what did her in. Besides everything else on top of that, she was telling everybody everyone's secrets about Rizzo's idol.
Emily set that shit up way, but you forgot that Izzo,
I love Izzo.
Ozzy and Rizzo, Ozzy and Rizzo come back from the edge to find out there was a massacre. They just placed better. 3 people are gone home. Like they can't believe it. It's the best thing that's ever happened.
And that's when Coach pulls Izzo. Let's call him Izzo. Pulls Izzo in and tells him, I want you to be part of my Horseman Alliance because I lost Kobe and I need to replace him. Why would he say it like that?
Because he probably assumed that Rizzo was this young kid who is going to be just like, because we know how Coach is. Everyone is a fan of Coach. And he's probably thinking like, my gosh, this Rizzo is dying to get a Dragon Slayer name from me. If Rizzo would have gone the opposite direction and been like fangirling Coach, I would have been done. I would have been like, never calling him Riz God, never. How he handled it. Now I'm back to Team Rizzo. Simply because of how he handled it. No, he ain't like, and I love that he called all of that BS out. So good. I like that. And I liked how good I'm jumping ahead. But when he was like, this is embarrassing. I'm out here teaching people who I'm a 25-year-old and I'm teaching these people how to play Survivor. They can't keep their mouths shut.
I saw a comment. I don't know if you guys know who Puya is from Rob Has a Podcast. So he tweeted, in a year, in less than a year, Rizzo has become Riz God, Easy Feels because of Easy from Big Brother connecting with Seri, Tyson Apostle because he controls Coach, and then somebody commented, and last episode he was Amanda Kimball, which was hilarious because of Ozzy. Because of Aussie
Why
being on the
Amanda
island with
Kimmel?
Aussie.
Why?
Come on.
Oh,
Yeah, I just like that. It's like oh god. Yeah. So that was exhausting. I sometimes forget, and I know I had called you or texted you, Sandra. I'm like, is Coach being serious right now with some of this? And again, I love, like, when I watch Survivor, this is the truth. I'm watching for the characters. I'm not watching. This is how I watch. I don't watch to see who makes the best moves. I don't watch. Do I like strategy? Sure. But I like the different people, their stories. I
Mhm.
oh my gosh, rewatching Heroes versus Villains, I was in heaven. I like the drama, I like the relationships, I like the dynamics, all that. So, like, I'm not like, anyway. So Coach has been that.
I've played with Coach, and I know he used to coach like a soccer team, and then he does the orchestra. Coach is used to telling people what to do and when to do it. That's it. And he doesn't realize that, yeah, Rizzo is listening intensely to everyone he's saying. Like, you're
Mhm.
only pulling me in here, like you guys said, because now Kobe's gone and you need your fourth horseman. And the crazy thing is, it has to be for
Yes.
Coach,
Yeah,
for
where's the
men,
woman? I was
you
wondering about
know?
that. What's his history with women and playing with them? I'm just wondering now because I can't remember. I don't like
I just remember in my last tribal council on Heroes versus Villains that we were, vying for votes, and he was like, Sandra, you're a worthless waste of space. I was worthless. And I just sat there and I was like,
those were the days.
That was good. That was a good season.
and I made Coach cry. And Tyson's like, don't tell your stories. Don't wear feathers anymore. Like, all because of what Sandra said at tribal council. They mock you.
Yeah.
They mocked him yesterday. But wait, um, before we get to the mocking, Emily walks up and says, you still don't know where it came from to Rizzo about his idol. And
Yeah.
that's where Rizzo confronts Dee, and Dee lies and tells the camera she screwed up big time. She told Emily, Tiffany, and Jonathan. So that's where I think
Why protect
Rizzo
her?
was
Yeah.
like, if I can't trust you to keep my secret,
Like
I
Selma.
can't play with
I
you.
thought she was a good liar,
Can't
though.
play with
I
you.
did. Like, I was like, wow, that's believable. How she was like, no, I did not. And
The thing is, like, being in that position when you win a game and you can look back at it and say, oh, I lie and lie and lie and I got away with it.
yeah,
It every single mo season I haven't played, like, I played Traders, right? So it's different. I wasn't lying. I was being truthful because I was a faithful. What I'm trying to go at is the connections and her position on 45 gave
mhm.
her the power to lie the way she lied with those people because of the connections that she had with all of them. That is not gonna work out every single time you go out with a different experience, a different job, a different party, because you have to be aware of where you're at. If she knows she's there and she's a threat and everybody's talking about her because she's a winner or whatever, keep your mouth shut. Don't give them the weapons to say, by the way, they told me this, by the way, they told me that. Because you're not in that position. And I think that's where she said, oh, I was messy because even though she could have been a powerful player and she was a powerful player on this, like getting this far in comparison with the other winners, um, I don't think she was able to restrain herself and do it differently, knowing that she was who she was. She thought she had to accelerate the pedal instead of like getting a little bit more like vulnerable a little bit. I don't know. That's the way I would have seen it. I don't know.
But she was like, what's the right way to do this? You gotta build trust, but and building trust apparently with people on this season is or a lot of seasons is let me tell you about my advantage or idol, and that's gonna like bring us together or tell secret of and it does work for the most part for some people. What did she just tell the wrong people or too many people or what?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
She told Emily. Let it be clear that if
Yeah.
Emily plays any seasons moving forward after 50,
Yeah.
you tells her nothing.
Yeah.
Tells her nothing
Mm-hmm.
because your business will be out there. And she just comes out and says it like nothing. And here's another thing with what Jam Jam had to say. That's why, although I'm known to be a liar, I try not to lie too much
Mm-hmm.
because I can't keep my life straight. If it's the truth, I'll tell you. When something is the truth, I'm gonna be like, listen, this is what happened, and that's it. But when it's a lie, then I gotta be like, oh my God, I can't remember lies that
Yeah.
well. So I try to stay away from lies as much as possible because I'm horrible at
And there's many.
remembering what the
I'm
lie
sorry.
was about.
Can I go? Yeah. There's many ways to connect with people that do not involve sharing secrets. I mean, that's what's gonna get
Absolutely.
that's what's gonna get airtime, but that's not how you connect with people because this caught by the same cloth alliance is not connecting because they're sharing information, even though they're connecting because they are alike in many other ways. Like you need to connect with the people from like being honest about yourself and their family and their job and whatever. Not saying everybody's secret because then this is how I see it. If you're
No.
saying that about the person I'm seeing you sitting next to and sleeping, and you're saying it to me, what the fuck are you gonna say when I say you something? You know?
What happened? Good old fashioned, like getting to know each other. And like, you know, me and you, Jam, we like
Mhm.
first night, we were trauma bonded. We talked about
Mhm.
everything. And it wasn't the same with everyone else. They were just talking about corn on the cob and baked
College.
goods and how to bake cookies.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't the same. But you know what I'm saying? Some people connect over, and then you have like Carson, who's like, I'm actually a student. Do you want to know about my class schedule? And so people like play different where again, it's like, how the hell are you going to get to know somebody if you're literally lying about everything about yourself? What the hell? But it's like, what happened to like good old fashioned, like, yeah, let's just connect over like, hey, tell me about yourself. But that's what the cutting from your cloth alliance must be doing. But it's probably so much Republican talk that they don't air it.
It's just gonna boil that down to that for Carolyn. All right, so the boat pulls up. Nobody wants
Oh,
to
I thought
go.
they did.
No, nobody really wanted to leave camp because it said you would be gone for the day, and no one wants to be gone for the day. Right now, there's tribal councils every single day. You don't want to leave. So they came up with the plan of everyone stick their shot in the dark into the bag, and Chrissy pulls out Stephanie's. Stephanie was not excited. And then she saw what the challenge was, where she had to hold her arm above her head and the bucket full of water for an hour. And then I made a cameo on season 50 because I was there when Parvati and Danielle pulled her shoulder out of her arm. And me and Courtney were like, do it again, do it
I missed it.
again. So,
They didn't show the do it again, but they showed the
yeah,
face.
I was, they showed me talking to Coach. And then they showed me talking to
I
Ross and
missed
Rob, you know.
I would have been
But yeah, I was
screaming.
there.
I didn't. What part was that? I rewatched it and didn't know.
It was the first challenge. It was the sandbag challenge where I took off Sugar's top and her tits are everywhere. And Danielle and Parvati went up against Stephanie, and her arm just came out of her socket. And so now she has to use her left hand, which is not her dominant hand. And she gets back to camp and she tells the whole group, and Cerie's watching her, that all she had to do was 30 minutes to not lose her vote, but she couldn't do the whole hour to gain the advantage. And like Cerie said, I know this girl.
Traitors.
Cerie's played with her on Survivor. Cerie's played with her on Snake in the Grass, Traitors. Cerie knows her. And she said when she couldn't look me in the eye,
So
she
do you
was
think
like,
that
this
if
bitch
she
is
would, do you think she
lying.
would have told her? You know how then Cerie's like starts laughing, like nothing. Do
Yeah.
you think? And then she still continued on with the lie, and then she was like, no, I got something. Do you think if Suri wouldn't have been like, not bring if Suri wouldn't have brought it up again, do you think she would have told Suri?
I
Yeah,
think Sari would have kept at it. Sari wouldn't have let that go until she had some insider info. And she would have
you're
kept
good.
on bringing it up until she got the truth about it. And what did Sari tell her? I won't tell a soul. And she goes
Tough.
straight to tell Rizzo.
Because here's the cool thing about like everything like in my mind after Sandra narrated it. Seri has played in the Heroes Tribe with Stephanie. She's played in the Snake in the Grass, and I think that was against Rachel Riley and somebody else, I remember. And then they play Traders again together. So they have a big relationship that has not been shown on Survivor 50. So even though we know Seri goes and is the lie detector, human lie detector with Stephanie, what this show is that Seri is an important part of Stephanie's game. And I like that for Seri because Seri is playing with a whole nother group, but now she has, at least they're showing us a connection where it is very, we go way back, we're friends, we've been like co-workers for many years on different shows. Let's value that going forward. And even though Seri obviously plays her own game until Rizzo, I like that a lot for Seri because Seri is, I think, is the only old school player now that is not working with the old school people, right? From what we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, she was happy Colby was there, but Colby did
Yeah.
vote her out of Heroes and Villains. And then Coach didn't have anything to do with that. And then she's aligned herself with Ozzy, and her and Ozzy have played
Forgot Ozzy.
twice together, and they've had issues. And so yeah, you're right,
I forgot
Yam Yam,
because
you're
Ozzy
right.
and Seri are not cut for the same club.
Yeah. Yeah, they played twice
No,
together. The last time was on Game Changers with me, but because of Ozzy winning so many challenges, Serene never stepped foot in Tribal Council. And when she did, it was the time where everyone played an idol and Serene had
The
nothing to
Advance to
play,
Dom.
so she went home.
oh,
Yeah, so but everyone, Cere's not on anyone's radar just yet. They haven't said anything, but everyone
Yeah, I love
gravitates
it.
towards her.
yeah, I was shocked though that she went and told Rizzo. So she's working both. She's doing good. What happens next? Oh, coach. Coach
The
says
challenge.
no one's gonna win this game without honor.
And then they refute him when he left the little group, right?
Girl, is this an honor?
Carolyn, that's
Girl,
after the
is
challenge.
this game about? Is it?
It's about getting to the end. I say it every single time. However you get there, I don't give a shit.
I'm shocked that he's saying this. No one's gonna win this game without honor? What game are we playing here? What game?
If he's got anything to do with it, yeah. Unless you play a clean, what is it, that a loyal, what are they calling his alliance now?
The integrities.
Honor and integrity.
Integrity and loyal game, you're not gonna
No,
win.
here's the deal. All I'm saying is
Yeah.
like coach should have been out pre-merge because he is literally, you better be playing the most loyal game out there. He's not voting for anyone unless you literally didn't tell a lie the whole game. So I would have gotten him out pre-merge. Am I right? Girl.
Yeah. I mean, in
You don't
terms of
want
Colby or him, I would have preferred voting out Colby. Coach, I'm so sorry. Obviously, I think when Seri decided to change the other people's minds, she was knowing that if Colby for some reason get to the end and being who he was, season 2, losing by 1 vote, being Colby, he was probably gonna win if they let him get to the end. Unlike
well,
Coach.
what everybody said the truth was, and this is apparently what Colby said, there's a squirrel out there who doesn't have a tail. Apparently, who took his tail? He has no tail.
He's
Why
a
did
rat.
his No, it's a big squirrel, but why? Where would his tail go? Someone attacked him. So basically, Colby was injured, and he was like, that's what I heard. He said during his interviews that he was injured, and he basically told the tribe, like, or begged them, don't take me out now, but let them vote me out. That was my understanding. So Colby, anyway. So you want to talk about the challenge?
Oh no, briefly, because I did it in order. So briefly, Ozzy wins his 8th immunity, but Ozzy has more immunities. It just depends on what specifically you're
Yeah.
tallying. And I was shocked that Boston Rob was the
Number one.
yeah, the number one. I'm gonna need Ozzy to win some more.
But girl, what you talking about? It depends on what you tally. Wouldn't they survive?
Well, because some of the people were tallying like the number of days in the game, the number of immunities won, but if you go to edge of extinction, there was different variables. Ozzy has won, like Ozzy won 5-on-1 season. He's played
5
like 4
times.
times. Like Ozzy has more immunity wins or something like that. I don't know. There was a lot of discussion amongst the fans, if I'm not mistaken, on Chat BCC about the immunity wins.
Yeah,
I can
I'm
look it
really
up
confused
probably. We can have
because
fun.
wouldn't you? Wow, there's a fight happening right now, and I think I know why that squirrel lost his tail.
In
Outside,
your
there's
house, you
squirrels that are running, and these squirrels, like, there's a 2 of them, and one has no tail, and they're fighting. I need to put more food out there. So basically, because I don't discriminate with animals where people like, oh, I don't want the
Yeah.
crows coming or I don't want the squirrels coming. I let everything come. So why would CBS get that wrong? Why would they get that wrong?
hold on, I'm gonna go straight to the horse's mouth. I'm
Bring them
texting
Okay.
on.
Yes.
Send them the link. Send them the link.
I mean, I think Boston Rob has played one more time that Aussie, so it's fair that Aussie
Okay.
is one away. I like that. I like that he has good chances, and I hope he wins a few more because I want to see him get far. I mean, if you're like watching like numbers like immunity challenge or immunity necklace wins or whatever, Aussie's having a great confessional run on this season. He's like in every single episode, he's getting a lot of airtime, and with everybody that is playing 50, I would not have expected that, but I like that. I like that because I like Aussie.
Well, we're trying to get Ozzy to go full circle because Ozzy has what it takes to get to the end
Yeah.
because he has been there. He just was short. He's been bamboozled before. He's been too trusting. He's always worried about everyone else, but Ozzy needs to put
Yeah.
Ozzy first. And these mofos need to figure it out for themselves and not depend on anyone else. So, that's where we get back to camp. And then coach wants to split the vote 7-4 on D and Tiff. But here's the deal. This is what I'm going to say about this. Coach wants to tell, like, I'm going to vote for D, but you vote for Tiff, Jam, and Carolyn, you vote for Tiff, and Tiff is
Yeah,
going to come back
exactly.
to
I
camp.
don't want to vote for Tiff.
Exactly.
Everyone he's saying this to
Yeah.
don't want to do that because we know what's going to happen tomorrow. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't even vote for you. No, motherfucker. No. So that's where all the chaos and the drama comes from. Plus, he said it in front of Rick Devens, and Rick Devens is with Christian.
He didn't want the middle people to know.
And the wishy-washy people, the Christians
Yeah, in
of
front
this
of
world.
Devens.
That's what Coach said. And Christian's like, why does he think I'm squirrely?
And it's too early, don't you think? Like, it's too early. Like, yes, there's like the like cut from the cloths and the others. However, there's the middle ones, but essentially, like, it's so early. It's so early in the merge. Like, didn't they just merge? Like, we like the lines truly haven't been drawn yet, where it's like you would get that pissed off. Like, let these votes happen and
Yeah.
let's really see what happens. And even so, that's all gonna change. Like, no one sticks together forever, coach. So it's like, chill out.
He was feeling himself. He was like, okay, I'm going to talk to Rizzo. I'm going to talk to Devins. I'm going to talk to Joe. I'm going to talk to Jonathan. I'm going to talk to Chrissy. I'm going to talk to, he just started lining them up. And then he realizes, okay, 7-4. But that's 11. So he's keeping 12, 13, 3 people out. Who
D,
were the 3 he
Tiffany,
was keeping
and
out?
Aubrey? No?
No,
D,
Aubrey knew.
Tiffany, and...
It was Christian
No, it was
D
D and Tiffany. D and Tiffany.
and Christian.
And
No, because it was
Christian.
4,
He
7
didn't
is
want
11,
Christian to
and there were
know.
13 people, no? Oh, 14, so...
14. Because last week they merged at 17. They took away 3. It was 14. So, yeah, but you can't talk about Christian in front of Devins. Those two are
I know.
uña y dedo.
Uña y
Uña y dedo.
mugre.
Uña y dedo is the
Yeah.
fingernail
But
with
we
the
say
finger.
uña y mugre, which is the nail and the dirt underneath. But like
But
Carolyn
yeah,
has a point that I don't think made sense, but now that I hear it a little bit, is that it's too
what was it?
early. Why are people trying to make this like complicated like strategy game? Just you're good. You don't need to make this strategic move to protect who? Who are you gonna protect? There's 14 people still there. It's not like a 7 people game that you need to protect one number or 8 people that you need to protect one number and do this smart. Like whatever. I'm voting D. If somebody wants to vote for Tiffany to protect your ass, vote for Tiffany.
But here's the deal. Who am I to correct you? Carolyn, would you even have said, hey, coach, it's too early for all this? No, you let them do their bullshit and set themselves
let
up
it
for
happen.
failure. You don't stop them and say, dude, this is not how you want to play the game. Nah, you do you, boo.
It's just not necessary that early on, and that's where I completely agree, and I'm skipping to the final try, or not the final try, well, I'm skipping to the end where Rizzo was literally like, it's that part of the game where, yes, honestly, it's like, let all the people who want the attention and want to be in control, let them do their shit, because that's what they need to do, and then they'll be gone, because you do have to work as a group, and it does, in my opinion, like, obviously I've only played once, but it's like you have to go with the majority, and like you kind of feels like, okay, what's everyone doing? You have to do that for a little bit, especially with 17 girl.
Yeah.
Like,
and here's the thing, D turning the tables on coach, it's not on deaf ears, because once your name pops up and people start talking, they're going to talk about you freely the next day and the next day. So she's already put in the work to start getting coach's name in people's mouths. So, okay, so now we go to tribal council. And Rick Devin says it's hard to get 14 people that want to play their own game on the same page about something, and coaches making faces.
Yeah. Is that when Joe said in the firehouse, there's like a team, and then Seri goes like, but this is not a firehouse. And then he said, I would never make the comparison again.
Hierarchy.
what did she say? Well, she's like, well, that's not what happened today.
Exactly.
Well, after Devins, Joe talked about the firehouse, and then Cerise said there's a hierarchy in the firehouse. They're employees. Out here, there's no hierarchy. We don't work for anybody. Listen, you don't got to tell me that shit 2 times for me to understand what the hell she's saying. Right then and there, I would have been like, oh, girl, you better cut your shit out or you're going home next. So if coach didn't understand that was directed at him, then he's a fool for someone that claims to know so much. Because, dude, they are talking about you.
I don't think he knows. Do you?
They are talking about you. And D said the people that feel safe tonight should feel scared. And coach is still making faces. He made faces at whole tribal.
And then D tried to like have a live tribal council, which I mean is a last ditch effort. And she goes to Aussie, and Aussie was like, oh, I've never done this. I was like, what? You never stood up a tribal and have like a live tribal council?
No.
He said that, but I don't remember.
It happened on Game Changers, but Ozzy wasn't there when it happened. It was like Culpepper, Sierra, Ty, not Yao Man, Ty, JT. He wasn't there at that live tribal, and I can't remember if they had any after that. But they were entertaining, D. But pretty much, once you're a winner and people want you out, they'll move forward tomorrow. D has not been in the Survivor world that long for anyone to put their neck out on the line for her. You still got the old school players trying to stay in the game.
But also, her telling to way too many people about, I think that's the ultimate. Telling way too many people, which sucks. Like, I feel like she's literally doing what everyone else is doing. No offense, but she just said it to the wrong people.
Yeah, but she took her new era people and told their shit to everybody else. She left Jonathan out. And then she told Rizzo's secret. And if the only thing you have there, if I was thee, was being new era and let's go against the old
Yeah.
school, then don't betray the new era, you know?
Yeah.
Which maybe I had done too if I was there, but they would never know.
Yeah, we don't know how we'd play in certain
I do.
scenarios.
I'd get Coach the hell out of there.
Oh no, like Emily and even Jonathan and Devon's, all of them, and Christian just making fun of
Yeah.
Coach and mocking him, and
That's what I wanted to talk about. Like, I don't wanna be like, I'm kinda like, Coach was so proud of himself, for being himself. Remember when he was like, "I'm finally able to, like, be me, and people are liking me," and so it's like now my heart is coming out, and I kinda feel bad for him. What do you think he was saying last night when he was watching that back? Do you think he's embarrassed?
like Rick said, you can't speak Coach. He knows what he means. Any sentence he strings together makes sense in his world to him, and if you don't understand it, then you're not on his level. Me, I'm like, oh, that's a bunch of gibberish. Just speak
Do you
English.
think Coach was my point, Sandra, is I feel like Coach was really proud of himself in his haikus.
Yes, because Coach thinks he's by far this intellectual person, that he's just smarter than everyone else. So when he gets voted off, he takes it personal because he's not, to him, he's superior. He's the smartest in the bunch. He's not one sandwich short of a picnic, but everyone else is. And when you think you're better than everyone else, and then you get
Yeah.
slapped into reality and you get voted out, you can't stand it. You can't take it, and it takes a long time to get over that. And now's his fourth chance. Token Cheens, Heroes versus Villains. How many
South
times? Ain't this
Pacific,
Coach's
South Pacific, and yeah.
fourth time? Yeah, this is his fourth time, and you want to get it right.
Do you think he knows that do you think that watching this back, he's like, "Wow, they may not like me," but do you think out there he thought he was, like, super fun and cool?
Coach is entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. All the shit I talk about Coach, he's still
Yeah, I love
entertaining. He's
Coach.
still TV gold. He's just Coach is just his wacky self. No one is like him. No one is like Carolyn. No one is like Coach. Um, and you just love them and you gravitate towards them. But when it comes to his strategy, I wouldn't say that just because he's playing for the fourth time means that he knows how to play Survivor, because he's making like really silly mistakes, for someone that has a lot of
But
experience.
Sandra, what I'm saying is, do you think that, like, while he was out there, because we've heard him talk about how, like, proud he is and, like, how, he's able to be himself. Do you think he had any idea that, like, they didn't wanna hear his haikus?
He had no idea. Point. It's obvious.
No, when they were laughing at him and they were like, keep talking to yourself, he didn't get it. But we won't know until his interviews after the fact. Whenever it's his turn to interview, we're going to be glued to the tube to find out how he felt people perceived him as the season progressed.
That would hurt my feelings, I'm just being honest, like, you know what I'm saying? I hope he was able to share those haikus with them,
He
as much as
did.
I get
He
annoyed of
was
them sometimes.
screaming at them.
I feel like I would hate to watch that back and think that I'm, like, haikuing, but really I'm poo-pooing, you know?
He should not have. Apparently, he wasn't counting the words right. I saw like a real.
Oh, Jam, look, the work in my daughter's room that's
Oh
happening.
my god,
Because that's where we had damage in the roof.
wow, that's crazy.
So
You on the roof, Sandra?
everything.
You on the roofs?
No, listen, when anything breaks here or anything happens, my husband is on it, because this house needs to
Yep.
last me a million years. So we don't let, a leaky faucet, a clogged toilet, everything gets fixed around here.
Love it.
I don't put
She
anything
ain't
off.
a bench queen in her house.
Who did?
No, I just hate challenges. I even hated doing PT in the Army. Every morning we had to do PT, and let's not talk about a PT test. When you have to run the 2 miles, oh my God, or do the 20-mile ruck march in 4 hours. Like, I went through it.
Crazy.
What are we cooking for dinner?
Chicken, pollo guisado,
Ooh.
y arroz con habichuela.
Chicken stew and rice and beans. Qué rico.
Oh.
That's awesome. I
I
love
can't
it.
have rice for 3 days because it'll get stuck in my socket.
Oh,
Girl, I told you about that. Jam Jam, I told Carolyn yesterday, I was like, girl, you don't have to brush all your teeth, just the ones you want to keep.
Girl, yeah, I told them that before you came on. I was like, Sandra was saying my teeth, like,
they're all fake now, Sandra. Don't worry. That was the last one that was real.
no, the problem is I'm addicted to crunching candies and I'm gonna stop, but that's what it is. I crack my teeth. I crack them and then I get a cavity or just that's the problem. I keep cracking.
So, did anybody saw what's happened next episode? We don't know.
Yes.
I didn't see
What
it.
was it that happened in next week's episode?
All I know is Jeff said something like,
It's
twist.
pairs. It's pairs. They're gonna play in pairs, like when Carolyn played with Carolyn, with Carson. Sorry. It's a boat that comes to the beach and they have to like get into pairs to play. I don't know how the immunity works, but it's gonna be in pairs.
Oh.
That's what.
I haven't seen that promo.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's what
see that.
happens.
It's a twist, though, is what
It's the biggest twist to
Twist.
date. Again,
When's Mr. Beast coming?
probably the next one.
Is it next, we think, Mr. Beast?
Not this one, but not
I don't
maybe
know.
9. I don't know.
I saw D on Gail King's show this
Yeah.
morning, and of course, they never know what to ask the survivors. They just be asking dumb stuff.
I saw your interview with Canada, and they asked you 2 weird questions. They were not even listening to your answers.
Oh, for Extracted?
No, for the Survivor winner interviews in the Canada show. It was like a
When did I
FaceTime,
do?
like a few weeks ago that you did with the Canadian morning show, girl.
Oh, for Merds.
Yeah. Those.
You see how quick I forget? Listen, that's why I don't like live. Oh my God. Yeah, they were supposed to ask me 3 questions, but that was the day the Artemis was going up in space.
Yeah.
So they only asked me 2, but they didn't know what they were talking
They
about
didn't.
either.
I saw it because I was supposed to do it next week, and they were like,
Don't do
"Go watch
that.
her interview," and I was like, those are the questions.
So Mert sent me Wendell's, and Wendell got to do his 3 questions in the 3 minutes because he was brief and to the
Yeah.
point. So I tried to do the same
Yeah.
thing, but because they were talking about Artemis, they cut into mine. So
Yeah.
they asked me 2 things and it was done.
You look
You know?
cute, though.
Oh, I woke up, I took a shower, I slapped on some lipstick and a shirt and just stood in front of my camera and waited for it to happen.
What is this Canada thing?
It's the morning show of the channel that shows Survivor in Canada. Mertz, do you know Mertz?
They talk to only winners.
No, they don't need to call me.
It's Winners Wednesdays, something like
You know
that.
how I feel about, like, I'm good.
But before we finish, we have to go to the Spanish Casa de los Famosos. Everybody's nominated. Sandra,
I just voted.
For Josh.
I voted and
Josh is still in
yes,
there.
for Josh.
Yeah.
About an hour ago, I was watching YouTube Live, and a carrito pulled up and was screaming all kinds of stuff. And I was trying to listen. I had my TV on like 50. And then I went to TikTok, and one of the guys was like that. This is what the carrito said. You know, like, Kaeli and Kenzo, you're okay.
Yeah.
Everyone loves you guys.
Yeah.
Joridan, he's a traitor. Josh, Celine, you know, like, the
Yeah.
people have your back. And then I was like, oh shit, let me get on
Yeah.
here and vote, because I text Jam Jam last night. I was like, oh my God, Jam Jam. Like, I didn't want to waste yesterday's
Yeah.
vote because it started last night and it's every 24 hours.
Yeah.
So then today was my second vote. So I was like, oh shit, I need to vote before I go to sleep
That's
so I can get that
crazy.
vote in.
I know Carolyn doesn't
Yeah.
understand. It's like Celebrity Latino Big Brother is on Telemundo, which is part of Peacock. So you can watch it on Peacock where they
Oh,
put
you
trailers.
can.
Yeah, you can watch it live on Peacock as well. You can subscribe to Peacock, watch Casa de los Famosos episode, Casa de los Famosos live, Casa de los Famosos podcast. And the good thing is, like, Josh Martinez is like the first person ever from a gamer of US reality TV to come into this show, which is the #1 TV show in the Latin community. It's huge. The finale of last year's season was the #1 TV show, including English-speaking shows in the USA. So it's huge. And Josh is nominated with everybody else because of a twist. And the way you protect him is like American Idol. You have to vote for him to stay. It's like you don't vote for the person to be eliminated. You vote for the person to stay. That's why Sandra is voting every day. So am I.
How many days are
Carolyn? No, sorry, Carolyn knows because she'll call me and I'll be like, "Girl, Yesterday she called me and I was like, Carolyn, I have my TV on Survivor and I have my computer on La Casa de los Famosos. I was like, I can't miss the nomination ceremony because they were nominating their asses off. Everybody was going on the damn block.
This show's been on for too long. I'll just be real.
It's a lot of episodes.
When it's like 100. Our Big Brother is 100 days. I think theirs is 130.
So
how many days, Yam Yam, is it?
It's more than 100. It's 4 months. But the thing is, like, unlike US Big Brother, this is like the European version of Big Brother, which is like an episode a day. So every day there's an episode, and every episode lasts 2 to 3 hours.
So
and it's more. Go ahead.
No, go.
What were you gonna say? No.
Just how many people are left? Is it?
I think right now it's 14. No, it's 5 and 9.
Yeah.
4 and 9, 13.
Yeah, and it starts, and it's a lot, but also, it's more extreme because, like, on the Casa de los Famosos, like, even their food, it's a reward. They have to earn it. So if you fuck up in the competitions or someone throws it, you only get half of your allowance for meals. So it's not like our Big Brother. Yeah, they get put on slot, but for the most time, they have free will and can eat whatever. Over there, girl, they be having them like they were incarcerated, like on minimum meals. So everything is a damn fight. So the people pull up and start screaming at the house about what is going on. Like, let's say, Carolyn, you talk shit about me. They'll be like, Sandra.
Because it's a studio, but the studio is next to a road. So the people, even though they don't have cell phone or communication, the people, they take these big, loud, like, speakers, and they scream information at them.
You guys seem really passionate about this show.
So good.
I love that shit, girl, and it's 3 hours every night from 7 to 10.
If y'all, like, I know we've already talked about this, but, like, can't you see what you can do to get on?
Yeah.
I can't go for 4 hours for 4 days, for 4 months. Look, I can't even talk. I can't because my husband can't be without me.
4 months?
I can be gone from my husband for small little bits here and there, but 4 months.
It is 4 months for sure.
If you get to the end. If you get to the end.
It's 4 months, girl.
That's
they don't wash dishes. No. They be having a mess. They fight over food. They hide food. They steal food.
They hit each other too because it's allowed. You can touch each other, like push each other. It gets intense.
They're real. They get vicious.
No, thank you. Why 4 months? That's literally insane. Like, who would want to do that anyway?
They get vicious.
I mean, Sandra could do like, if Sandra can last like 5 weeks, that would be good for your husband.
5 weeks even?
Yam Yam, I don't have the following that these people have to save me week after week. Like, I would need my reality TV family to support me because it is about votes.
Yeah.
And I'd be the first one, like Joridan. He's going home.
Yeah.
Because he don't have the support of...
It's based like influencers, like have a lot of followers on Instagram. Like these people have millions. Like the contestant have more followers than the actual show.
They have famous singers, famous actors, Miss Dominican Republic, like Miss Mexico.
Miss Puerto Rico won once.
Maripili was on. Like, these people have a gazillion followers, and I got like 90.
But here's the thing, like, last year,
100.
Yeah, last year Caramelo won, and he was unknown. So I mean, it's all about personality and what you show on the show, and if people get to like you, then they're At the beginning, it's hard, but
Caramelo won because he was humble, he was sweet, and he always tried to do right, and they would do awful things to him.
Yeah.
And he would just always try to be like the best human being possible, and the fans rewarded him for that. But this group that's in there now,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's the worst season, even by the host. And there's like this person called La Jefa, which is like Big Brother, but it's like big sister. And she's the voice. She's called the boss, La Jefa. And she's like, this has never happened in my house. You guys are misbehaving so hard. She put new rules. She um evicted someone. Like she put 10 people up for eviction for breaking the rules, and one of them was voted out. Oriana, she was like the biggest
Oh,
fighter.
I hated
She was
that
bad. She
girl.
was mean. Um, like she was like I kind of like, if I would to like relate her to someone from Survivor, I think Oriana would be like if Randy was like a hot chick. You know Randy? She would have been
I
Oriana.
played with Randy. Voted him out. I know Randy.
Yeah, so
He's the first person we sent packing on Heroes versus Villains.
she was mean, like Corinne, but mean.
Yeah. Oh, Corinne's mean.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for joining. I think I'm gonna. Thank you.
Love
I
it.
hope we didn't talk over each other too much. Sometimes we can't help it. I think we're getting better.
I think so,
It's not intentional.
but I do think that there was something going on with the audio as well last time, that it wasn't like syncing and we
Okay.
were off. So it is what it is. We make
Love you
mistakes.
all. Love you all. Can't wait to see what happened
Thank
next
you.
episode.
Woo!
Bye.
Look at Sandra.
I have to taste it.
She's-
Yum.
Oh, that shit is good.
I'm starving. I can't
I have
eat.
to go.
This side's a root canal.
Stop
and this
recording.
Side... Okay.
My husband's gonna be like, damn, baby, that
shit.
shit is good.